Good afternoon. We're P&A Strategy, and today we're presenting our solution to help integrate Ethiopia rural logistics system. Our project tackles three major challenges: environmental waste, economic inefficiency, and social inequality through a sustainable rural supply chain hub and logistics. Environmentally, we cut waste using cold storage, energy recycling, and better supply-demand matching. Economically, we lower transport costs with route optimization and a shared logistic platform. Socially, we empower women and youth through employment and training in each hub. And so together, this model strengthens rural supply chain, reduces emissions, and builds long-term income opportunities.
So we want to take into consideration the local kind of atmosphere, and we chose Wudajenit, which is in the Southern Nations and People region. So why did we choose this region? It's mainly because they have presence of obviously youth and women cooperatives and also existing warehouses that we could potentially cooperate with, and also the proximity to Hawassa industrial zone to allow for connection to regional markets as well.
Moving on to our overall solution, we connect what already exists and make it work as one system. On the top row are current systems, the warehouse receipt system and farmer co-ops, digital market platforms, and the rural road access program. We don't replace them, but we link them. Our multi-purpose hub uses those warehouses and adds solar power, cold rooms, and a training space with jobs for women and youth. The pooled digital market platform pulls listings from every source, shows price and location, and builds pooled routes using the co-op transport network. Anything that still spoils is turned into a road stabilizer that feeds the rural roads program. Crucially, the hubs run on membership. Smallholder farmers, local traders, and small sellers join for an affordable fee and get shared cold storage, pooled transport, and simple market data, cutting down costs and speeding up sales. Members check in at the kiosk, get a warehouse receipt system receipt, and see price and route options by SMS. A management unit sets standards, trains operators, and manages partnerships so the model stays consistent, scalable, and financially sustainable.
Here's how the hub works from left to right. First, the solar panel. Solar plus battery powers the whole site, the cold rooms, the light, the kiosk, so we're not relying on diesel. Next, the WRS kiosk. Farmers checks in here, we register them, issues a warehouse receipt, and post their lot to the digital platform by SMS. Next, the weighing station. Record weight and grade, create a lot ID, and print a ticket. That data feeds pricing and route planning. Next, the cold storage. The products go straight into the cold room to stop losses and hold quality until the trucks are pulled and dispatched. Lastly, the waste collection. Anything that can't be sold and is rotten is separated for processing into bio road stabilizers instead of being thrown away. So a farmer would arrive, check in, weighs, chills, get a receipt. The platform matches buyer and build shared routes. Our next pillar is circularity, making sure nothing goes to waste. With the Sappho project, any fruit that can't be sold doesn't end up in landfill. Instead, it becomes an infrastructure material. First, we can use overripe bananas and sugarcane molasses to create a natural soil stabilizer. This mix can partially replace cement in rural road foundations and has been shown up to be 60% cheaper than conventional options. Second, we convert coconut husk into coconut husk ash, then blend it with lime. This coconut ash lime stabilizes strengthened lateristic soil, providing a durable alternative to cement for rural roads. Third, we carbonize wasted avocados or sugarcane residues to produce biochar. This biochar is added to soil to improve density and moisture retention, helping road withstand heavy rain and reducing erosion, a problem that is happening in Ethiopia.
And in terms of the digital market platform, we designed it to fix one core problem, which is the rural logistic of fragmentation and within farmers, warehouse, and buyers, that they all operate separately. So trucks would run possibly half empty or produce goes unsold and the cost stays high. And we changed that by creating a single shared marketplace that doesn't compete with anyone, but instead it integrates data from existing warehouses or digital market platforms. So partners simply list what they have, crops, storage space, or transport schedules, and they gain visibility without any commission fees. And these real-time updates allow for the system to pool demand and supply across multiple hubs by matching buyers and sellers more efficiently by cutting food waste. So pre-ordering data drives smart route planning, filling trucks in advance, and also reduce empty hauls as well. And when a buyer orders several warehouses location, the platform automatically bundles it into one delivery. And with this discount, the secondary transport fee partially subsidized by hub revenue streams like solar energy and biomaterial sales that we have. To access this, it is intentionally simple. Everything runs via SMS. Farmers can text, list 100 kilograms of tomato or request a truck without internet needed. And in the area with limited logistic coverage, we even integrate public transport operators to extend reach without major investments at all. The result means that it is a smarter and more efficient and affordable logistic ecosystem.
So our project timeline rolls out follows a clear four-phase timeline. So from year 1 to year 2, we focus on setup, so building infrastructure, installing solar and cold storage, and the multi-purpose hub. From year 3 to year 4, we aim to roll out the logistics platform where we match supply and demand. And then year 5 to year 6, we focus on transferring ownership to the community where members can buy shares to become management, and then we reinvest profit locally. And then from year 7 onwards, we focus on expanding the project to other regions in Ethiopia. Our production plan works in 3 simple steps. For step 1, collection, we gather food waste from farms and markets, sorted by quality, and track how much solar energy we'll need for processing in the multi-purpose hub. Step 2, processing. We use solar power during the day to run dryers and cutters, and then we store extra energy in a battery bank that powers community streetlights at night. And then step 3, distribution. We sell dried processed waste locally, recycle unusable materials into road building products, and then maintain the solar system for long-term reliability. Moving on to our finance projection, our initial setup requires $237,000 investment. Funding will come from a mix of development financial institutions, impact investors, and public-private partnerships that are focusing on funding projects in Ethiopia or already based in Ethiopia. From year 2 onwards, the project became revenue generating, earning approximately $134,000 annually from the multi-purpose hub system. And then operating costs will remain consistent at $52,000 per year with a short loan repayment period of 6 years. And by year 6, our cumulative net income reached over $331,000, proving strong profitability and scalability. Now let's talk about the cost-benefit balance that makes our model both sustainable and profitable. Each hub operates on about $52,000 a year, as mentioned previously, but that small cost generates massive returns. We expect each hub to earn around $144,000 annually from biomaterial sales, plus revenue from selling solar energy and from membership fees. That's a return of 15 to 1 ratio, meaning for every dollar spent, 15 comes back to the community, and beyond profit, those returns can translate into real impacts.
And when looking at benefits to farmers, so why should farmers become membership and pay membership fee to this digital or multi-purpose hub? So our hub are designed to put farmers first. Cold storage and coordinated transport cut spoilage, increase income, and also reduce delivery costs for the farmer. With real-time price visibility, farmers can negotiate better deals. So even spoiled produce earns money through guaranteed buyback biomaterial production that we offer. So overall, the hub gives the farmer stability and higher earnings. And in terms of benefits to investors, or in terms of initial investors or members after the ownership transfer, we focus on the scalability and revenue generation of the module, and it becomes cash positive from year 2. Income from many different streams are included, for example, biomaterial sales, solar energy production, also membership fees and logistics, making returns stable and resilient. The model is built for replication, so allow for early investors to benefit as the hub expand nationally. And lastly, benefits to existing digital market platforms. So we strengthen existing digital platform rather than competing with them by pooling them together in one platform. They gain bigger market reach without extra investment because they do not pay commissions to us, and access to real-time logistic data on storage, transport, and also delivery routes. So this will help them and offer them a more reliable service and also grow their user base faster as well.
As an aim of the project, we try to focus on the impacts, both social and environmental. First, jobs. By designing the Safu hub to be locally managed, we created around 100 new jobs, women in operation, maintenance, and processing role, building financial and the independence and leadership in the community. Second, safety. Reliable lighting and activity around these hubs has been shown in similar contexts to improve nighttime safety by around 21%, meaning that women and farmers will feel safer working, storing, and trading after dark. Finally, income. By cutting spoilage and removing distressed sales, pilots like Code Hubs has been seen up to 2 times increase in farmers' income, and Safu is built to replicate that effect through storage plus value-added upcycling.
Moving on to environmental impact. First, by running hubs on solar and cutting empty truck miles, we avoid 13,900 tons of CO2 each year, and that's based on the Code Hub's 2024 benchmark and calculated from metered solar kilowatts per hour and diesel that we no longer burn. Secondly, cold storage slashes spoilage by roughly 13,800 kilograms of food a year, so less waste, less methane, and more produce sold. We track both with simple monitoring, reporting, and verification techniques using kilowatt per hour meters, dispatch logs, and weigh in, weigh out at the hub. And anything that still spoils is upcycled into a road stabilizer. So the system drives emissions down and waste to near zero.
And as we have seen from the social and environmental impact, the SAFU project advances the majority of 5 core SDGs, the first one being zero hunger, our cold storage, and faster logistic obviously cut post-harvest losses by up to 30%, boosting farmer income and also food insecurity. The next one is gender equality. So each hub prioritizes women and youth for training. So leadership roles are creating over 100 new jobs in the area would ensure equal access to digital tools as well. And in terms of industry and innovation, SDG, we convert idle warehouses into modern renewable powered logistics and digital hub. And this connects to rural communities to the market itself. In terms of responsible production, we use spoiled crops to turn them into biomaterials for rural roads and turning waste into value, basically supporting the circular economy. And the last one is climate action, and we tackle this through solar energy and also route optimization. So we avoid nearly 13,900 tons of CO2 as mentioned before annually. And in terms of risk and mitigations that we want to consider, we've mapped the key risk and built practical mitigations into the design of our digital hub as well. So in terms of technical failures like solar or cold storage issues are managed through routine inspections, which is really important, and also train local technicians. And in terms of the solar especially, we want to use backup batteries. And in terms of low digital literacy, this can be addressed through SMS-based tools and also training delivered via cooperatives and youth mentors. To reduce funding delays in particular, we want to use a blend of financial model and phased implementation, as mentioned before. And in terms of the community resilience, it is handled through early engagement or co-design with women and youth groups. And we also align closely with national regulations to avoid policy barriers along the process, and also the climate risk like floodings are mitigated through resilient road materials. And overall, we aim for our project to remain robust, adaptable, and also community-driven at every stage of the way. And thank you so much for listening.
Well, thank you very much for that presentation. We're going to go directly into the questions and answers period. Lisa, do you have some questions for the team?
Yeah, so first of all, I have to say this was a really amazing presentation. So I only listened to one group so far, but they came up with so many different KPIs and potential topics to achieve, but you made it very clear. And what I also like is this idea of a multi-purpose hub, because then it's a lot easier to create efficiency and not only effectiveness. But one question here. Do you already have some ideas how you can set up these multi-purpose hubs, because they are a little bit far away from the reality in Ethiopia, I fear? So is this difficult, or can you do this with international supporters, investors? Is this easy to realize?
Yeah, we're just gonna return back to the production plan and the timeline itself.
Yeah, so for the funding, we've researched a few of like, as I've mentioned before, there's multilateral development finance companies, impact investors like Acumen Fund or Shell Foundation that could possibly provide us with the initial funding that we could set up the multi-purpose hub. And then for like other if investors, it could be the Ethiopian government or the Green Climate Fund that focuses on helping Ethiopia's rural system help like sorry, help build like these infrastructures in Ethiopia.
Yeah, and I also wanted to add on in terms of the emphasis of our financial model. So we plan to obviously first use kind of like external funding from governments and also private and public partnership. But we chose to do that because we acknowledge the fact that it would be really hard to start off with a community-owned hub. So that's why we chose a more kind of like external fund in terms of year 1 until year 5. And then as you can see on the slide, on year 5, we basically try to target ownership transition, which is basically from being owned by external organizations or the government. We want to basically transfer it to the community by allowing them to buy shares. So basically for farmers that are already membership, they can also buy shares and gradually transfer the ownership to the community. So in terms of, I guess, the feasibility, the external funding would allow us to establish this hub easier than just starting off with a community-owned club. Yeah.
And also as an add-on, in order to cut costs, we've looked through the currently existing infrastructures in Ethiopia. There are lots of existing like warehouses that can be like adapted and kind of renovated into these multi-purpose hubs. So that reduces the actual need to build these hubs from scratch for some of like the cases.
Great. You also said that so the platform idea is also very helpful, I would say. You said that you do not want to compete with other platforms. You would like to help to improve their position. Did you analyze already existing platforms, or is this only a theoretical part?
Yes, definitely. I'm just gonna go to the slide. So in terms of, we have research on the existing digital market platform that actually exists in Ethiopia itself. So we considered mainly 3 potential partners. So the first one is the biggest one, which is Siemens Gebeya. It's a national digital platform that includes agricultural products among goods and services that are not obviously agricultural products as well. But this is probably one of the most widespread ones. So this is probably going to be our main partners. And then we have 2 more that we consider, which is called Lesha. It's a platform as well that provides kind of like targeted for smallholder farmers to access farm kind of inputs, mechanism, and also market price information. And the last one is DMAT. It's also a digital platform that allows users to buy and sell crops. So it connects the farmers directly to consumers and also bulk buyers. So these 3 are, I think, great examples of people or organizations that we could potentially partner with, or I guess offer them if they would like to be a part of this pooled or larger digital market platform in order for them to obviously have a wider spread or wider base of customers as well. So I guess in terms of feasibility, I would add that since we're not getting any commissions and we want to make it clear and transparent to them that we're here to kind of like pull everyone together to avoid different platforms in different areas working in silos, but rather pulling them together and helping these organizations to work together.
That sounds really great. You did a really good analysis before you start setting up your own platform here, so that's really cool. I have to say, and also what I also liked was that when you describe the different benefits and financial benefits, you also mentioned some sources, yeah. So we know now where you get the numbers from, because that's sometimes very difficult if you see these amazing numbers, but you do not really know where they come from. And this was also very, very well done. And my final question is this dried fruit conversion. I really like this. Did you work there with a university or so? How do you know that you can use this burnt coconut for road construction or so? Because I've never heard about this before.
So I did not work it with the university, but I've done some researches on existing methods. I think the burnt coconut has been done in Kenya, where they try to like process waste into these kind of things. So it's basically scientific researches. It's applied to some smaller scales, but it hasn't been used as widely as it is due to like the country's limiting resources, but it has been researched and it's proven to be effective.
Yeah, it sounds really great, because I'm also doing some research with two universities from Kenya, so maybe we should talk with them, because in Kenya it's basically fruits what they are selling to the European market. So it's a really interesting slide here. I really liked it. Thanks a lot. It was really an amazing presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to follow up with a couple of questions, and I want to continue with your unified marketplace. I find that interesting. Can you tell me more about how will you be able to unify those marketplaces that are existing, and how will it work? So I'm a little bit probably unclear on that.
Yeah, of course. So in terms of the three examples that I've mentioned earlier, we have obviously three of them are the examples of existing digital market platform already. So it will be kind of like our platform would be pulling the information from them. So for example, information of their available crops, the location of the available crops, and also any transport that any of those kind of like startups or digital market platform owns. So these are the three main informations that we need from them. It doesn't mean that we use their platform, but rather we pull those kind of information from the different partners or different platforms together into one pooled platform. Or I guess in a way, if we're not partnering with only digital market platform, if we're also partnering with just physical marketplace, there will be a need for someone, or obviously someone that we hire would go around and look at the availabilities of the crops or get those statistics down and report it to us. And then from that, we can have both the existing digital market platform statistics of crops and also just a normal physical market kind of like statistics of crops availabilities, and then pull those statistics together into one platform.
So it's more of a information provider instead of a actual transaction. Because, for example, if a platform has a buyer and a seller, and you are going to provide them information about this on a platform, but does the transaction happen on your platform? Or, how does it actually work? Because are you just providing information, say, there's these three platforms, you can go look at them? So I'm a bit confused about that. And what are the competing platforms?
Sorry.
So in terms of that question, so the main, I guess the main purpose is that we pull all the information together. So I guess in our consideration right now, we chose this option rather than creating a new entire platform because we were considering of the financial part as well, because we were aware that it's quite expensive that to create a new entire platform. So for this platform, it will just pull together informations, and then from there they work by pulling, I guess, different crops from different warehouses into one order. So our platform is able to kind of send out orders to different platforms, but it doesn't mean that we create another existing platform. We try to show that information from many different warehouses, and then through our platform, they send the order. So I guess in a way, the transaction does go through us, but eventually it splits out between different platforms.
And as you mentioned that direct money transaction will be quite difficult because we researched through Ethiopia's overall internet rate, which is extremely low. With only 21% of the population having actual access to internet, that means that internet transaction will be quite difficult. So I think most of the transaction would be cash-based. So then that would be quite difficult to go through the marketplace platform itself.
That's my I guess kind of my understanding. If you're basing this on this platform, which I guess is the conglomeration of other platforms, and you're providing information. So if I'm a farmer and I got tomatoes to sell, so then I list it on platform A, so which is not your platform, I guess it's you because you're just putting information, and that's information that appears on your platform, and someone can look at your platform and say, I have these tomatoes for sale. And then they buy it through that platform. I'm still not clear as to exactly what is the purpose of your platform, and that, like you said, some of it, a lot of it is not going to be done through digitally. So how does what role does this play?
Yeah, so I guess there are a bit of an assumption there. So we would only work with platforms that obviously agree that they want to partner with us. So our main purpose is to pull information together so farmers don't have to, or customers don't have to go around many different platforms to look for example, 100 kilograms of tomato. They could just come to our platform and see, okay, warehouse A has 30 kilograms, warehouse B has another 70 kilograms. So I can just place my order on our platform by just one order, and our platform split that order for us into warehouse A and warehouse B. So I guess in a way, the purpose of our platform is to make it efficient for customers to find those crops and prevent food waste as well. And then in terms of the cash payment, as we mentioned, that our digital platform is also a part of our multi-purpose hub. So it's going to be a physical hub. And sorry, we might not made it clear earlier, but you are also able to come to the hub and also place that 100 kilogram tomato order. And we would be able to accept cash and also process that kind of to warehouse orders from the physical hub itself. So there are two options here, whether you want to use it on our digital platform or also come to our hubs, and we will be able to find those crops for you from the partners that agree to work with us.
Great. Yeah, I think I have a lot more questions, but I think unfortunately we're just about out of time. So thank you very much for your presentation and your answers, and thank you, Lisa. Your results will be announced on December 19th, so best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.